Weather Service in Norman has issued a tornado warning for northwestern McLean County in central Oklahoma, southern Oklahoma County in central Oklahoma, northern Cleveland County in central Oklahoma, until 3:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 2:59 p.m. Central Daylight Time, National Weather Service meteorologists and storm spotters were tracking a large and extremely dangerous tornado near Newcastle. Doppler radar showed this tornado moving northeast at 20 miles an hour. This is a tornado emergency for more in South Oklahoma City.
Here's Oklahoma City, Oklahoma County, and we have a couple of things happening here rather quickly. We have a hook developing on this. Now, this looks like what we call a left split of a storm, right? So there's your hook developing there. That's going to head to Yukon. Quarters, possibly some golf balls going to Yukon, and then eventually into West Oklahoma City, and then eventually into Deer Creek, okay?
That's the shot right there.
Let's drive.
See, I shoot that building blowing up.
Let's drive. Let's drive.
Just
drive, man.
Just
Jordan,
trust me.
please.
We got about 10 minutes to shoot that.
Jordan,
Sierra.
just drive.
Zoom in on that, Sierra.
Jordan, drive. Come on. Jordan, let's go. No,
Shoot. Please.
Jordan, let's go, man.
We're moving.
Now. Go, Jordan.
Hey, just be advised, all of downtown Sulphur is destroyed.
Springtime in Oklahoma, the perfect place and time for killer tornadoes. The 2024 tornado season here has been epic. About 100 twisters have touched down, leaving behind death, destruction, and wrecked communities. Welcome to Sulphur.
Now let's meet Oklahoma City. I always like to start by exploring how a city wound up being where it is today, and no city has an origin story quite as chaotic as Oklahoma City. After the Civil War, an area in the center of what is today Oklahoma became known as the Unassigned Lands because Native American tribes hadn't been settled in that area. On April 22, 1889, the government opened the Unassigned Lands for settlement, and the town of Oklahoma City was born in a single day. The Land Run, as it's called, began at noon with an estimated 50,000 people lined up at what was essentially a starting line in a race for property. This chaotic moment in history has been described by one historian as, quote, the most disorderly episode of urban settlement this country and perhaps the world has ever witnessed.
Located basically in the middle of the United States, Oklahoma City is the largest city in the state of Oklahoma. With a sprawling downtown area and lots of things you can do, it's a great place to spend the weekend, and it has lots of fun attractions to explore. Here are some of my favorites. My first recommendation is to visit the Oklahoma City National Memorial and Museum. This memorial was built for the Oklahoma City bombing, which is a horrific part of the country's history where over 168 people lost their lives. The city has a beautiful and touching memorial right in the middle of the city where the building once stood. You can walk around the memorial and read more about it, or you can go in the museum, which is located right next door. I highly recommend going in the museum as it's an incredibly well done and very emotional experience. It reminded me a lot of the 9/11 Memorial Museum in New York City. Recommendation number 2 is the Myriad Botanical Gardens. The botanical gardens in Oklahoma City are some of the best I've ever seen, and they're right in the middle of the large city. The highlight of the 15-acre gardens is the Crystal Bridge Conservatory, which is home to over 750 different types of plants. The conservatory feels like a rainforest with an enclosed ecosystem inside of a large cylindrical building. There's so much to see here with all of the unique plants, a couple waterfalls, and a walkway that lets you go above the trees. My dad and I had a great time exploring the conservatory and walking around the outside gardens as well. It's a great place to meet friends or take your family in the middle of the city. Recommendation number 3 is to explore Bricktown. Bricktown is the historic downtown area of Oklahoma City, yet it's also where the city's modern revival is happening as well. Bricktown is a beautiful area with a nice walking path along the stream and water taxis to take you to the different restaurants and attractions. There's also a large baseball stadium for a minor league team right in the middle and a fun outdoor beach volleyball area to take advantage of. It was one of my favorite places in Oklahoma City and a great area to spend a half day exploring. Recommendation number 4 is the Oklahoma City Underground. Coming from California, I'm not used to having undergrounds that connect various downtown buildings and that are used to escape the crazy weather, but that's just what they have in downtown Oklahoma City. These underground tunnels are especially unique though, as they feature color-coordinated areas, art galleries, and even a coffee shop all underground. It's only open on the weekdays during business hours, so don't try to explore it on the weekends, but it's definitely worth taking some time to check out. Stop number 5 is the National Cowboy Museum. The National Cowboy Museum is probably the top tourist attraction in Oklahoma City, and rightfully so. This museum is absolutely massive with hundreds of different exhibits to explore that easily take a half day to see. They even have a replica western town that you can walk through in the middle of the museum as well. For most people, the highlight is the large statue known as End of the Trail in the lobby. It's massive and it's beautifully presented with an interesting story behind it as well. My dad is a huge cowboy fan and he found the exhibit on the old cowboy movies to be his favorite thing. But even if you don't care much about cowboy history, this is definitely a museum you want to see while you're in the city. My next recommendation is Lake Hefner and the Lighthouse. Lake Hefner is located about 15 minutes north of downtown and has about 17 miles of shoreline with lots of hiking, running, and biking trails. The main highlight for me though is the lighthouse that's right in the middle of the lake's east side. While it was only built in 1999 and the lake actually doesn't need a lighthouse, it's a great spot to check out, photograph, and to relax near the lake. It's easy to get to right next to some of the lake's restaurants, and it's definitely a popular attraction on the lake. Also, if you're a biker, you definitely don't want to miss this area as there's lots of great bike paths with amazing views of the lake. My next recommendation is the Museum of Osteology. When researching this city and the things to do there, I stumbled on this museum and I'm sure glad that I did. While it's about 15 minutes south of the city, it's a crazy little museum which spotlights skeletons and has hundreds of different types of animals. This is not something I'd ever seen before, and it was really fun to walk through the rows of skeletons presented in the different exhibits and to see how they differed and compared to each other. They also had a small exhibit that showed the bugs that they used to clean the bones, and that's pretty unique as well. My next recommendation is to explore some Route 66 attractions. Route 66 runs right through the heart of Oklahoma City, and while there's not as much to see as there is in Tulsa, the city still has a few fun Route 66 attractions. The first thing you want to see is the Milk Bottle Building, which is an iconic spot on Route 66. Next, south of the city, you'll want to see the Winchester Drive-In neon sign. Hopefully it's a little bit more lit up for you than it was for us. If you want to take the 20-minute drive outside of town, you should definitely see Pop's Soda Ranch. This is one of the newest additions to Route 66, and it's really cool to see the LED soda bottle. Recommendation number 9 is the Museum of the American Pigeon. If you follow my videos, then you know that I like to include a few unique recommendations, and this is certainly one of them. This museum is entirely dedicated to the pigeon, including the bird's use in wartime efforts and even pigeon racing, which has been a sport for the better part of a century. Sure, it's not for everyone, but maybe somebody out there will be really excited about this recommendation. For my last 3 spots, I wanted to jump into a few food and drink items that Oklahoma City is known for. First up, recommendation number 10 is to get an onion burger at Tucker's. Last up, definitely get a steak at Cattleman's Steakhouse. Located right in the heart of the historic Stockyard City part of Oklahoma City, Cattleman's is often named one of the top steakhouses in America. Be prepared to wait as it's pretty much always busy, but no trip to Oklahoma City is complete without a stop at this restaurant from the early 1900s. Try any of their famous steak or get one of the most ordered appetizers, the lamb fries. Look that one up before you order it if you don't know what it is, and let me know what type of steak you recommend in the comments.
Welcome to the University of Oklahoma. My name's Riley. I'm a senior here at OU, and I'll be your tour guide today. We are so excited to show you just a little bit of what OU has to offer. If you like what you see, schedule a trip to Norman, and we'd love to show you around. Every October, thousands of chrysanthemums bloom right here on the South Oval to commemorate Homecoming Week. It's one of OU's oldest traditions, and it's a reason why we're ranked in the top 25 most beautiful college campuses in the country. The South Oval is a great place to lay a blanket down, do some studying, throw a frisbee, or attend an event or food festival hosted here by an organization. OU has an 18-to-1 student-to-faculty ratio, so students are actually getting to know their professors. There are dozens of experiential learning opportunities and hundreds of research projects all over campus. Students can work with a distinguished faculty member on a research project or answer a research question of their own. The Oklahoma Memorial Union is the home of more than 500 student organizations, ranging everywhere between our 10-member Lettuce Eater Club and the Panhellenic community that has over 3,000 members. Whatever you're interested in, there's a club or organization for you to pursue that here at OU. And if there's not, grab 9 friends and a faculty advisor and make your own. Next, we're going to check out the Bizzell Memorial Library. We usually just call it the Biz. Upstairs is the great reading room, OU's most beautiful and completely silent study spot. If you're still upset you didn't get your Hogwarts admission letter, we think this is a pretty good alternative. There's nothing like a Saturday game day here in Norman, where you can join more than 80,000 of your closest friends right here in Gaylord Family Memorial Stadium to cheer on our Oklahoma Sooners football team. The Sooners have 47 conference titles, 7 national championships, and you may have heard about our recent back-to-back Heisman-winning quarterbacks. All sports besides football and men's basketball are completely free with your student ID. That includes our amazing men's and women's gymnastics teams. Here at OU, we're champions on and off the field. These residential halls are also home to a Creative Commons, a music practice space, and our faculty and residents, who are senior faculty members who live in these buildings year-round. And it's not just for freshmen. There are on-campus living facilities for every year of your OU experience. The Ada Lewis Scipio Fisher Fountain is one of the most special spots on the North Oval. Ada Lewis Scipio Fisher was the OU College of Law's first female African-American attendee. Each of the 77 rocks in the center of the fountain come from each of the 77 counties in the state of Oklahoma. And it's a great visual reminder that it doesn't matter where you're from. Here at OU, you're still a member of the Sooner family. Thanks for tuning in as we show you a little bit of what it means to be a Sooner. Go to tour.ou.edu to schedule a full campus visit. We can't wait to meet you. Boomer Sooner.
Hi, my name is Andrew and I'm a student tour guide at the University of Oklahoma. A couple of my fellow tour guides and I are going to tell you a little bit about how housing and food works at OU. As a student living on campus here in Norman, Oklahoma, you are sure to find your home away from home. Students can enjoy the very best the university has to offer by living in the heart of campus. All incoming first-year students are guaranteed an on-campus housing experience, and after your first year, we have plenty of housing options, so no need to leave campus. So here's what you can expect. A combination of convenience and community. You will be able to get to class easily and find community through the many programming opportunities in each residence. What really sets OU apart from other institutions is how unique our residential community is. Students have the opportunity to preference which location and floor plan they will live in and which roommates they will live with. So let's dive in. In Couch and Walker Centers, also referred to as the Towers, residents have a suite style room. In this style of room, students share a semi-private bathroom with their roommate and 2 other suite mates. Located on the bottom of Walker Center, we have Etc., which is a convenient-like store with a variety of snacks and basic necessity products. Couch Center has Couch Express, where students love to enjoy a good sandwich or soup. All of the furniture is movable and adjustable to allow residents to individualize their spaces in these 12-story towers. Cross Village is our 1,200-bed complex featuring a range of amenities, including a fitness facility and a black box theater. The OU housing option consists of 4 4-story buildings that feature a mix of residential units, communal kitchen spaces fit with an oven and stove, 3 study areas on each floor, laundry on each floor, elevators, courtyard between the complexes for students, and outdoor seating. Cross Village offers units with 1, 2, and 4 bedrooms, all fitted with full-size beds and desks. Each unit has a full-sized refrigerator, microwave, and kitchenette, and not to mention a state-of-the-art dining area fit with several restaurants, but we'll get to that later. The residential colleges are living learning communities committed to providing an intimate and supportive housing experience for OU students. Each college allows students to have their own neighborhood and create unique traditions and identities, stimulate creativity, and build lasting memories and lifelong relationships. The colleges have their own dining hall, creative common space, game room, library, courtyard, and classrooms. They offer 5 different room styles, ranging from single rooms to 3-bed with living and bath. Headington Hall is located on the corner of Lindsay and Jenkins and is operated by the OU Athletic Department. It houses 380 students, both student athletes and non-student athletes. Each person will either have their own bathroom or share a bathroom with one other person, depending on which type of unit you live in. There is no reason to live off campus after freshman year. There are also other options for upperclassmen to live in on-campus apartments or the residential colleges. With so many options, you will find your home away from home and start to build community right when you get on campus.
Hello, Wild Thing. Hello. Hi, baby boy. Don't get back here. Don't get back here. Do not get back here. Don't get back here. Thank you. Thank you. Hello, baby boy. Oh, well, bye.